Started.
Fantastic.
And
I
my cat
appreciate.
immediately made a funny sound in the living room, so I don't know what the hell they did.
I,
One
I didn't hear it
second.
on my end, so it's fine.
It's not. 1 second. Just introduce your shit.
Uh, Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to what should be a game of Obscure. Unfortunately, there is a traitor among our midst. That would be the wonderful player Kenzie, who is currently unavailable for the night. But we do have a VV instead. Say hello, VV.
Hey.
So we're gonna be running something a little different. So instead of Obscure, a world between realms, we travel up a path. One that you can't quite easily find. It's hidden away, tucked behind a couple of alleys, down a couple of stairs, behind a couple of doors. But you can get there from Obscure. See, sometimes worlds in fantasy are big and different and amazing and really well built, and sometimes they're just the same place. So welcome to Chicago. But it's not quite the Chicago you know. But there's more dragons and orcs and fantasy stuff going. But as in all things, I was hoping Katha would be here for me to do this part. Let's see. So there's still the tall, towering Sears Tower, which is still the Sears Tower. Not because Sears lives here or survived its inevitable crash, but because it has sear marks all over it. Happens when there's a wyvern on the top of that tower. Uh, the Sears Tower is still there. The unending nightmare that is Lake Michigan is still there, with its forever sudden depthness, still triggering fight or flight responses in people. And I'm totally not just describing my friend I spent most of the day with on his immediate visceral reaction to seeing the horizon open up to nothing.
Okay.
Oh, and you're back. But still, even in fantasy Chicago, some things are still the same. Uptown's got its hustlers, the Bowery's got its bums, and on 42nd Street, it's got a fella big named Big Jim Walker. He's a pool shooting son of a gun. Yeah, he's big and dumb as a man can come, but he's stronger than a country hoss. And when all the bad folks get together at night, they know they all call him Big Jim Boss, just because. I'm posting a picture of him so that the wonderful people can see that this is totally a Goliath named Big Jim Walker. It is not Mr. X. Who are you, and who let you in this wonderful establishment on 42nd Street?
Hearing angry rap music.
Followed by an orc.
Wow.
I can't honestly. I can't believe I got through the entire fucking lyrics without cracking once. I was so sure I was gonna break. But yes, so Big Jim Walker is coming in off of his rounds. Evening's starting to settle in, and on 42nd Street, in what was the ruins of once a great cathedral church in a bigger time and a better time than this part of 42nd Street's seen, he enters into what seems to be a illicit casino question mark. Like, it's not on the books, but the sheriff's over there playing the slot machines, so is it really illegal?
As long as you give the cops enough money, nothing is illegal.
Exactly. And in
That's
this
what I've learned.
wonderful and as Big Jim walks through this wonderful casino, his eyes fall upon a variety of people perusing the tables. He first walks past the card table. They're not his kind of game of preference, but someone else is there. Rave, would you like to introduce your character?
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing Diamondback Jack this evening. He is a Yanti. Specifically, he's an actual snake person, not a person with snake overtones. Because I'm not a coward. And he's a roguish gentleman who's just massaging the fucking card decks like it is someone who's trying to woo. And he is having the time of his life.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Um, I need you to roll me a insight check real quick.
Okay. I
And
actually have that
then-
memorized. Hoo-ha. 23. Nice.
Nice. Yeah, you feel somebody's eyes boring into the back of your head. Just for a brief second, you turn back and you see Big Jim Walker was looking at you for a second and kind of just nods and moves
How,
on.
how intensely was he staring at Jack?
He only has intents. There is no other.
Okay. But he's going about his business now.
Yeah.
Then Jack will keep an eye on him while, dealing cards and playing his game.
Nora's not in voice chat, so she can't hear Raves like fluidly folding cards.
Okay, have you watched like some of those professional card shuffler motherfuckers just go
I
about their
have.
business?
I have.
It's
I know what you're
insane.
talking about. I've been in a couple of casinos.
It's like, dude, do you want a minute with the cards? Holy shit.
But he continues on walking through the various places. And he spies an eye someone sitting in a more lounge area of the bar. A strange turtle-looking man sitting there with an interesting lizard. Hey, VV, would you like to introduce your character real quick?
You can call me Bosch. Bosch is a rather comically overdressed fellow in that regard. One of those people that looks like they're trying a little too hard to blend in. Long black cloak to accommodate his tortily girth. He's not particularly muscular looking, he's just big boned. Got a big shell. He is a painted turtle in form. Very dark, standard looking top half with very bright painted colors below it. His eyes glow white, and sitting on his shoulder is what I can only really describe as a pangolin that got wringed out like a towel. Has the body plan of like an otter and a long kind of a very shifty eyes. Has kind of a weasel's energy to it. And he's just sitting there watching everything, remembering darker times in his life.
And that happens a lot in these kind of places. Especially since the more respectable places tend to be a little on the racist side. Big Jim understands that everybody's got a drink. You know what I mean? Cut back, get loose.
True.
But you see, because Mr. Big Jim Walker, he kind of fucking big, and he's a little intimidating. He looks at you for a bit, slowly nods, and moves further into the casino, past the bar. Because okay, so this is confession time. Prize, you thought this was going to be a game. Scatha, your wonderful character, whose name I keep on blanking on.
Joan.
Joan, yes. I do not know a whole lot about Joan. Joan seems like someone who'd be sitting at a bar.
Yes, she would be sitting at the bar. Joan is a very small, blonde-haired woman wearing what looks like patchwork armor, but it's more functional than it looks. Most of it is colored a kind of bright, obnoxious blue, so you can see her across the room. And her face is permanently etched in a scowl, and her eyes are green, and they're glaring at everybody in the bar, and she's got like 2 seats empty beside her on either side.
But as you're scowling at everybody, you see the legendary Big Jim Walker. You know, that big fucking feller. The one that makes you feel short.
That's not
The
hard.
one. It's not hard, no. But he makes you feel really short. And he's intimidating, and that's your job.
He is exactly the right height to dick punch, so
He is exactly the right height to dick punch. This man's a fucking giant, both in the literal sense and the more contextual sense. Why did I make that joke? That's a bad joke. Fuck.
because it was there to
If
be
it was
made.
there. But you see him,
Terrible.
and he looks at you, and like instead of like nodding at like the other people he's done, he's kind of like he gives you a look, like don't do what I think you're going to do in a little bit, and then he moves into a back office, and the door closes for a bit, and you know once he like leaves the room, um. Like you can feel like the atmosphere in the entire casino that's run in the basement of an old church just kind of like liven up a little bit. It's not the "do not punch me in the dick" energy. It livens up a little bit, and no one notices as a dwarf kind of pops into the room with Big Jim, and then pops back out. What the guys? What?
I don't even know what the hell that is.
I don't know, but I'm saving that shit.
It's the Bollywood ending.
Oh, oh. Okay.
That shit's in my favorite gifts now.
Bollywood ending. Yes, that's the Bollywood ending for the night. But you have to unlock that first.
Yeah, we have to survive.
You have to survive. And I have some fun shenanigans planned for you. You'll be fine. So, I'm like a little dwarf goes into one of the room with Big Jim. He's in there for a while and he pops out. And the first person he immediately beelines for is Joan. And he gets up in the chair, specifically one of the chairs that are 2 spaces away from you, because he needs your attention, right? And he sits down there and he like waves his hand at the bartender, who is a merfolk, because fuck yeah, I can put a mermaid behind the bar. You can't stop me. This is fantasy Chicago.
How else would he drink like a fish?
How else would he drink like a fish? Yeah, you're right.
You sleep
That's
with the
bad.
fish. You got it. Well, this is what they mean by sleeping with the fishes, right?
Just imagine they put cement shoes on a merfolk and he just crosses his arms. It's like, I'm going to be very angry in like a week.
These ropes will rot eventually, guys.
I'm just getting angry the longer you leave me down here.
If I miss paying my
But-
taxes, I'm going to be pissed.
But as the bartender passes the door for a drink, he looks at you specifically. It's like, "Oi, the boss wants a word with you."
She deliberately finishes her drink, like very slowly. And then he gets up and he
And,
goes,
and he's just sitting there holding the cup like it's on for dear life, and just like,
Alright, what does he want?
got business for you.
Business. Alright. She walks towards the door and she's got, like, you know that short person energy at the mall? Like, stay away from me, please. Or I will kill you. That
No,
might just
I wouldn't
be
know like that. I'm not short.
that might just be me. And she walks towards the door.
Fantastic. The dwarf sighs a breath of relief, having been punched at least once in the face by you, because he's a bitch. The dwarf doesn't have a name; he is just the dwarf. But he goes off from there and goes to the lounge tables where you are sitting, wonderful Bosch. And it's like, "Oi, boss wants a word with you."
Who would your boss be?
Big feller, Jim, in the
Do I owe
office.
do I owe that guy money?
I don't know. Not my business to collect money. To just fetch people when he wants me to. An occasional break a kneecap.
Right. Well, that probably means yes. I'm a dead man if I try to leave it. Just gets up and starts walking his way there. Kind of a wide
You-
berth, not really pausing if he
You have an
bumps into anybody.
You have an incredibly pessimistic outlook, mate. But I don't know your business, and he just kind of moves on. And he moves on to the card table. So, I need you to. What are you doing currently, Raves? You're the I'm in your face rogue. So you're doing shenanigans, aren't you?
Oh, he's cracking jokes, getting the table like in a jovial mood, so they don't notice as he's fucking playing up hands and taking their money. He's not cheating because he's not an idiot. You don't cheat in this establishment.
Yep. Last cheater, they found they found on 13th Street
Mm-hmm.
and 15th Street, and some of them on 22nd Street. No one's
Yeah.
quite sure how long that train hit him, but man, it couldn't have been quick.
I'm just imagining now. Jim took him in one hand and then ran out of train and just pushed him forward.
It's like that one scene in fucking Invincible.
Yes. Anyways, so yeah, he's schmoozing, laughing, cracking wise.
And then the little dwarf fella comes up to the table, looks at you like, "Don't want to kill the buzz, mate, but boss wants to talk to you."
After that, he just does a overly dramatic sigh. Well, my friends, it seems my time here is short, and I apologize that you aren't getting a chance back at your money. He does like a knock on the table. He goes, "I'm afraid I gotta cash out." And then he turns to the dwarf and goes, "Little man, you be a dear and get all my money together while I'm speaking with your boss."
All right. It's kind of like, "Okay, dokie."
And he just kind of like pats him on the cheek, and then he stands up, tips his hat to the other players, and he begins moving through the crowds. As he walks, he both walks with a weird elegance and with a kind of sense that he owns this room.
Ooh, don't be a Willie McCoy here, man.
I mean, he's not going to challenge Jim for ownership or anything, but it's just like confidence.
Yeah. Okay, so you make it back to the office just in time for everybody, and you all find Big Jim sitting there, his back turned, looking out a window, I guess, out onto the city streets. It's not a great view. We're in a basement, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? But it's a view in a basement, so that's something. If this was in the upper districts, they'd charge you $200 more for that basement view window.
God, I'm just imagining an actual basement window, and he's staring out of it like that tiny little rectangle.
It's a tiny little rectangle, and there's this one kid he's making eye contact with on the building across the way, and the kid swears to everybody he knows that Big Jim Walker's gonna come get him, and he doesn't know how to stop him, but no one believes him. Why would Big Jim Walker mess with the kid?
Is Jim just staring at him to fuck with him?
Oh, entirely.
Okay, good.
What a
It's
bitch.
It's the
Days, he's gonna come and he's gonna give it to me.
Knock, knock, open up the door.
It looks suspiciously like Leon S. Kennedy as a child.
yes. Oh, it's fantasy Chicago. Weirder shit's happened.
We don't know
But
where
as-
he came from before he went to the Raccoon Police Department.
That's fair. Anywho, so you finally enter in Diamondback Jack, and he sighs a little bit, takes his hat off his head, and puts it on a little like hat rack that's not too far from his desk. Kind of almost just gives it a chuck, and it lands and spins for a second, and he turns around and looks at you with his a little bit terrifying face. Not gonna lie. Hold on a second. I got a reference because I want people to see the face of Mr. Big Jim Walker. He's been through a couple of accidents. It happens when you fuck with wizards.
Okay.
And he just looks at you for a second. And he looks at you, but he speaks first to you, Diamondback Jack. He's like, so, got a card shark, an old man, and and he like stops for a second, like, and a cantankerous son of a bitch. Looking at you, Joe.
She crosses her arms and lifts her chin like, yeah, what the fuck about it?
I need a favor from you three. Sees, I got this. I had this package that was supposed to be delivered by a couple of folks I hired. And they thought it'd be funny if they betray me. Now, I don't take too kindly to that. You know that. And they're no longer walking with the fishes. They didn't have the packages. See, they passed them off to other folks. Now, I'm a busy man. I got a lot of things to do. Scatha, stop making male jokes. No, there's no the racket. I don't know why Big Jim Walker talks with a soft Southern gentle accent, but I mean, it's kind of almost disturbing coming from Mr. X's face, isn't it?
A little bit. I gotta say, in that picture, he looks like he's having a Nom flashback.
So I've got some other business I need to take care of tonight, and you three have some tabs to deal with. Now, not to get too much into each other's personal businesses, but Mr. Bosch, you have a bit of a bar tab built up, and you tend to be the most free.
Been celibate for 40 years, so you must be digging back pretty deep.
Okay, out of character time, does celibate means there's free of drinks, or am I like completely misreading the situation?
He knows what he said.
You know what he said?
Is he mixing metaphors?
Yes.
Oh,
Delightful.
I mean, you do have a bit of a tab built up.
It's quite the old tab. Very righteously kind of you let me stick around in here as much as you have. Feels like
Yeah,
looking in on a window. But if it'll settle an old thing, why not? I need to stretch my joints a bit anyway.
shouldn't be anything too hard for you. Hold on a second, looking at my notes because I totally wrote down notes. I'm not just scrolling back up. Miss Joan, we've had to have a talk before about what you did in the bar incident a couple months back, and how you'd have to settle up that score for what you broke. It wouldn't have to be out of cash payments given your financial issues, but I might need a favor. I'm calling in on that favor.
She like briefly looks furious when you bring up the bar incident because she didn't want to break things. It's just, you know, people shouldn't put their hands where they're not belonging.
And
So she had to
I-
drive ahead.
and I'm not asking you to pay for it back. I just need a favor. Just something while I take care of some rough company coming up from down south. Folks think I owe them some money that I'm pretty sure I don't owe. But we're gonna make sure that gets taken care of. As for you, Mr. Diamondback Jack, I know who you is. I've seen you play your cards. I know you can keep a cool face. I also know that you don't mind swindling folks out of money with an extra card or two either. Now that'd be bad for someone of your reputation.
reputation or not, there's nothing that happened in this casino that isn't above the board.
And I'm supposed to take the word of a gambler on that? Nah,
Of course not, my friend. You never take the word of a gambler on anything unless he owes you money.
exactly.
And my friend, you have some very sharp-eyed lookouts in that casino, and I would not be able to fool all of them all the time.
That might be true. That might be true. But see, I has an old friend down in Louisiana who told me a bit about you and how you come up in my neighborhood. Something about I really wish I'd spent more time coming up with backstory shit rather than just pulling this all out of my ass.
I can pull characters out of my ass because
Tell me, you remember Terrapack Jim? No, I'm Jim. Hold on. Terrapin.
Harry Pin, that you're talking about?
Harry Pin, Terrapin, that one. See, he's and I's are old friends, and I said to him, if I ever see that Diamondback Jack fella that swindled out your entire casino and nearly tore down his reputation as a businessman, I'd make sure he never walked a lick in his life. You'd regret Terry Penn. I love that. Fantastic. His name's Terry. Mr. Penn. Terry Penn.
God damn it.
Now, see, he's and I are good friends. He understands that I run the roads up here and he runs the roads down south. And he was running short on money for a little bit, and I came down for a visit because I don't like people trying to con me out of my money. And he tells me there's this one fella named Diamondback Jack. Because I am already forgetting names. Oh boy, this is gonna go great. A fella named Diamondback Jack came in, swindled his casino out of money, caused a whole bunch of ruckus, and nearly tore his entire operation down in two. And it'd be a shame if you were the same person, Mr. Jack. Sees, I would hate to just break your kneecaps for walking into my town. But you're not that Diamondback Jack, right?
As long as we have an agreement, I would say I'm probably not that Jack.
If you'd help me out real quick with a small little thing, make sure these two don't get into too much trouble. I figure we'd be in good terms. There must be some other Diamondback Jack somewhere out west. Probably in Vegas areas now.
He is a very common nickname for people of my pattern.
It is. I hate to mistake it for the wrong fella. And then you just hear the crack of knuckles beneath the table.
Jack
Now,
doesn't move, but he does the snake tongue flick thing, like, sensing the circumstance.
since in circumstance. Oh, I like this image even better. Hold on, I got a better image of what he looks like right now. It's 2 frames before that.
Oh.
God.
Before the non-flashback hits in.
Yeah, that's fucking intimidating.
Now, see, I had 3 special parcels delivered that were supposed to come from a small courier service. They thought they could fuck me over, thought they could make it buck going out to my competition. So I got a few places I need to go in. Just go in, say, hey, I'm with Jim. I'm Big Jim, and I'm here to get back with So, get my things back, and we'll be right as rain. And he reaches into the desk and pulls out a notepad. He scribbles the 3 things onto it and holds it out for you, Diamondback. Because the other 2 aren't, like, scared of him, but he's going the full schmooze on you.
He also has leverage.
He also has leverage.
Jack will take it, and what does the notepad say?
So there's actually 3. Hold on a second. Oh fuck! I forgot to pull up the 3rd one. Shit, where's the 3rd one? Back.
Oh no.
Oh right, I was just gonna bullshit that one. Never mind.
That works.
So he pulls up 3 names. There are 3 names. That's not what I wanted to do. Finish typing it out, you son of a... Google is fighting me, for the record, audience. Just for the record.
Why
Just
would
like
it-
that time. Just like that time Google hacked my account.
Yeah.
The time Google hacked Google.
So there's
And-
3 names written on the notepad. Do, 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 do. There, no. So one of them is Kalakia. The other one is Thylomia. And the third one is Vondus. See,
Hmm.
these be the three people here in town that what should be mine.
You know, get those
Now,
names again so I can write them down.
oh, sure. So the first one was Kalakia.
Okay.
The second one was Philomela. Philo. Excuse me. Mela.
Right.
And then the third name is Vondis. Or Voindus. Voindis.
Okay.
I see you
got
all
it.
are writing things down so I don't forget. Good.
I have written them down as well.
They are
Hey.
pinned.
These folks have my packages. And while I don't mind, sometimes things get mixed up in the mail system, uh, I'd like to get my packages back tonight if I could. And I figured you all seem the capable sort. Ain't too afraid of getting your hands dirty if it comes down to it. Of course, you're free to walk out of there, just be careful. I hate for accidents to happen.
There's the honesty. Well, at the risk of not having any choice whatsoever in refusing, sure, you've got my help. So, how, you want him to end up broke or broke?
I'll leave that up to your wise thinking on that. I know you're more of a thinker sometimes.
Hey,
You
more
got
of
more
a
brain on than I do at times.
more of a
Good.
charmer than a thinker, but hey, I appreciate the well-intended gesture there.
Joan just cracks her knuckles under her mismatched metal gauntlets. Like, lifts an eyebrow.
Well, at least we know who's gonna be doing the shaking up.
I like the image of that mental image of both of you at least over, like, 5'8", looking at the 5'4" blonde lady. I guess you're the one that's gonna be kicking ass.
Dumb.
Look, you radiate some raw, pure aggression, kind of thing that happened that one time I ran afoul of a mother bear. I ain't fond of repeating that incident.
Mother bear. Okay, noted down.
If you give me the nickname Mother Bear, I will kill you.
Is that in character?
Yes.
You gonna revenant me?
I would rather that nickname, to be honest.
The Revener.
The Revenanter.
Alright. I think I can trust these two to keep you in line as well, Mr. Jack. I'm not gonna be too worried about this. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have an appointment I need to be to. And with that, he puts his hat back on, stands up, and gestures for you to walk out the door, please.
So off I go.
2?
Yep.
He gestured for all of us to leave, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. He said 2, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah. Jack will have folded the note up and then tucked it into his hat, which he took off because he's being respectful.
I didn't.
And then he'll flip it back onto his head and do a little like milady nod to Jim and then turn around and leave. He does
I hear-
specific. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, just kind of just slink out the door.
If I
Sling
hear
down the door.
one, if I hear one, I can be your angle out of you.
You talking to me, short stuff?
Funny.
Uh,
And with
so I don't have a single angle in my entire being. I am all curve.
Huh.
You hear
Well,
from
now we
across the
know which
bar,
one of us
"What
is
about-"
going to be. Now we know which one of us is going to be doing any potential seducing.
That is some rather rough aspersion on my character.
What about them legs from halfway across the bar?
So I keep it in shape.
You got kneecaps, don't you?
It's-
Just saying, I saw the way you was handling them cards over there. It's you got some experience, son.
Well, either gain experience or you just fail.
And I don't see how you could possibly take offense to my suggestion then. All right. So, where do we start then? Introductions. Name's Bosch. Used to do a bit of moonlighting among some less shady things, but I've since gone clean. Oh, and just kind of does a little scratch with his long turtle nail underneath Fob's chin. This here's Fob. He's the brains of the bunch. You'll get to know him rather well.
Well,
To put a little because I forgot about Fob for a second, and I shouldn't have. When Jim told you that you were the brains of the operation, he wasn't talking to you. He was talking to Fob.
Oh, good. My instincts were right. Bob here's got me out of plenty of scrapes. And in turn, I provide him with tasty treats.
he's quite a intelligent-looking little critter there.
He looks at you and nods and nibbles on the treat.
That's right.
Well, I guess introductions are not necessary, but to be polite, my name's Diamondback Jack. Did a little bit of skulking in my youth, became a gambler when I was set straight, and there's not too many people I can't talk my way around.
Joan just kind of crosses her arms and tilts her head at both of them. Goes, well, my name's Joe Bowman. Haven't actually done any sort of. And she kind of waves her hand in a general. Like, any shady things, honestly. I just like drinking here. I accidentally broke the bar throwing somebody through it, so I guess I owe him a favor.
Did you underestimate your own strength, or was you aiming for the breaking something else?
I was aiming to break many things.
Yeah, them bars are expensive, especially them there mahogany ones. I can see how that would set someone back a good ways.
Oh, I recall seeing the bar in such a disreputable state. I believe I came in shortly after that incident.
Made me go in my shell for a bit, actually. Haven't done that in a while. It's not as easy to get out as it used to be.
I would apologize for that, but there was a good reason that somebody's head met that bar.
Oh, I never question why someone inflicts violence upon someone else unless it is upon myself or Fob.
Fob chirps
Yeah.
at that.
See, nobody in their right mind would ever inflict violence upon this little pure creature.
Joan kind of smirks and goes, yeah, Fob is completely fine from me. She does not clarify further if you and Jack are or not.
Well, I ain't about to test those waters. So, guess we start looking to see if we can find these three ne'er-do-wells. We were tasked, air quotes, with finding.
Should we begin asking around, or that little dwarven fella might know the whereabouts?
Oh, bitchy? Yeah, probably a good idea.
Yeah, he might.
Yes, good old bitchy.
Probably need to start asking around a little bit, searching for clues and the like.
So you can ask around the bar. The people at the bar. There's people in the casino. You can just start hitting the streets and asking. But that's how you find cops wondering why you're looking for folks. And if you think 1930s jail in normal Chicago was bad, wait till you see 1930s fantasy jail.
Fun.
Yep. All right. I guess being somebody who's been in here for a good little while now, I'd especially look for, like, would I see anybody that I know would know? For that matter, would I be aware of any of these people?
You would have to roll a history check for that.
I will do that. My intelligence is not great. Let me see what my mod was.
Oh
Pull it up.
yes, I know it is fun. This should be a fun set of dungeons, okay?
Oh boy. All right. So D20 plus 1. A 14.
All right. So you know from your younger days, well, you know two of these names off the top of your head. Hold on, let me scroll down. So
Oh boy.
you recognize the name of Philomea. See, she was one of them lounge singers that became an actress. One of them big wig names in good old fantasy Chicago for a while. Was one of them top of the elites. Had a house up on the north side in them rich boroughs. But it's been a long while since you heard anything about Philomea. And you're actually a little more familiar, though, with Calakia's place. See, she works at a wonderful little restaurant, kind of one of those little show places tucked not too far away from here. You've heard of them burlesque shows, but I'm not sure you ever been to one, given that you're not a man of ill repute.
No more.
No more. You heard a rumor that Philomea runs a dance show and a stage entertainment performance.
So she runs it or just works there?
She runs it from what the rumors going around being. That she runs a little show down over by the docks. But you
Oh,
also
boy.
heard folks going there need to make sure they're well prepared. For what? You don't remember. But
Okay,
that's all you can remember.
that is good information. All right, so Calakia's place is the closest, and I'd actually know how to get there.
Probably. You could get there close enough, find some folks who can point you in the right direction.
I know the general area. Okay, that could save some time. So, well, we can ask around about that Vondas guy. Don't know much about him, but I know the other two names. I recollect. Not intimate knowledge, but any start's still a start.
Alright, I'll go ask Bitchy if he knows anything about Vondas.
Yep.
He won't keep anything from me.
I have full confidence in you.
While you're out that way, would you be such a dear and make sure he cashed out my chips?
Sure, how much did you get?
He smiles and then taps his nose and says, I'll know.
Right, so she goes off to look for Bitchy, who is, that is what we're calling him now, because
Oh no, Bitchy's the name now, and that's his game. You actually, it takes you a little bit, but you find Bitchy. He's kind of in one of the back staff rooms, and he looks up. He's like, "Oh no, what do you want?"
she actually kind of she talks to him in Dwarvish, if that does anything. She goes, "Alright, so Jim sending us out to look for some people. I might have to break their legs. So,
I'm assuming that's it. And like this is an almost complete tonal change. And I'm assuming that's why he sent you. You're honestly quite terrifying.
I do like breaking limbs. So, do you know
And
anybody?
bars.
Not so much bars. That was his head was harder than it looked. All right.
He was a rock golem.
Just gonna say that Bosch is listening in on that for her details, and just, oh wow, shit.
Doesn't mean anything to me. Anyway, you know, name Vondus ring any bells for you?
You see him like flinch at that, and it's like, what the did Jim get into this time?
I see you do know the name Vondus.
I mean, yeah, I'm aware of the damn dragon. I know what it wants.
Hmm.
So,
He's nested up in one of them skyscrapers. I'll see if I can get the right one for you before you just go knocking on skyscrapers, asking for wyverns. That's how you get fed to one.
I'd like to see them
Poor
try.
Timothy. Yeah, poor Timothy. Went out like a champ.
I'm sure he did. So,
But yeah, no, Vondus is one of the dragons up in the skyscrapers. A wyvern-looking fella. I don't know. I don't know what Jim got up business up there with him, but that's not fun business.
well, whatever
Poor-
business it is, I gotta go up and see him. So, do you know which skyscraper it is?
Not off the top of my head, but I'll call in a couple people and get a telegraph out to you.
All right. So, how about the names Kalakia and Philomia? We got some information on them already. But-
Ain't that Philomia one of the movie star things?
Can I roll a history to see if she recalls that? Because she doesn't really give a shit.
Sure.
She is actually pretty good at that, though, so. If your dice bot is in an absolute bitch hole.
We'll see.
Okay!
Oh.
All
Knew
right.
better.
He says that, and you remember actually seeing a variety of movies of Philomia, and now you're just getting the entire fucking dumb. So Philomia used to be one of those really big party places. You like drinking, so you go drinking in different places. So you've actually probably been to her place once or twice.
Yeah.
Back in the day, she used to have this really big garden, really rich, flaunting off her wealth to other guests. Had those funky animals, marble statues, water features, rich bitch people type of things. You know what I mean? And the only reason you really remember her is because one time at one of those parties, somebody did the same thing that Pebbles McCoy did to you, and you reminded them why you punched people through things, and that was a very expensive statue. But you haven't.
Go ahead.
But it hasn't. She hasn't been heard from in a long while. Rumor is something happened, and she stopped taking visitors, stopped throwing parties. Yeah, so no one's been out there for a bit.
Oh, yeah, I remember her parties. I was banned before she stopped, doing them.
Oh right, but I heard the rumor that you just smashed that one dude completely through a statue, and then they just sealed him in concrete over it.
Yeah, he wasn't getting back up, so they might as well make another statue out of him.
Fair enough.
Anyway, yeah, I remember the way to her place.
Yeah, she's up north, I think. And then Kalakia, I'm not. I heard the name before, but it's competition, and you know how Jim gets about his workers going to other places.
Yeah, I do. All right.
Poor Leroy.
You
He'd be
know,
sleeping with them sky whales now.
anybody that might know a little bit more about this Calakia? Point me in the right direction. And
Best person.
she doesn't
I
say it
just
threateningly. She like pulls out a gold coin and hands it to her.
he takes the coin, looks over his shoulder, even though he watched Jim leave. Still looks over his shoulder. And he goes, I have a buddy down over there named Grazit, one of them fish folks. He'll be able to lead you the way down there. We used to play cards together.
Alrighty, well, I got some legs to break. Thanks for the information. And she like goes back off to the other two.
Fantastic. So now you have your wonderful 3 targets. Or you have to share the information first.
Yeah.
So did Bitchy get snitchy?
Bitchy got snitchy. So Volundus, he's apparently either a dragon or a wyvern, lives up in one of them skyscrapers. Didn't know which one, so unless we want to go knocking on doors, we gotta wait for him to get some more information.
Joy.
Philomia, now I recall, I actually was at several of her parties before, so I know the way to her house.
I'm very well acquainted with the grip strength of some of her bodyguards.
And Kalakia, he didn't know off the top of his head, but he had a buddy down the way. We could go ask
Yeah.
him.
I could probably get us there. Been a while, down near the docks. Never went there myself. It's, well, it's not for everybody. Burlesque club of, certain tastes and persuasions of sorts.
She just kind of blank faced at that. She goes, "I don't have any taste or persuasions of any sort, so I wouldn't know."
Just munching on a chip, he just puts his little thumbs up, reaches over and does a little turtle pat in the shoulder. Not a very strong one, but he does have a very big hand. Just, you'll be fine.
Well, then, my friends, it looks like we have an order. Leave the wyvern dragon fella for last, and take on the possibly easier targets.
Look, he is the closest. And if we are trying to get this done as quick as possible, best start with the shortest walking distance.
Yeah.
Or you could take the tram. Tram's
Nah,
always
I
an
don't-
option.
I don't trust it.
I'm not allowed on the tram anymore.
Last time I was on a tram, I got, well, let's just say that I got very lucky that one of the guards got drunk because it was New Year's and Bob snuck in through the window.
I love these guys already. So you start making your way out from the south side of town. This is where Big Jim's turf is. So you start making your way to the docks. Now, the docks over in Chicago are absolutely terrifying neighborhood, by the way. The houses aren't the most well maintained. There's a bit more poor. The folks here are a little stranger, a little fishier, a little wetter. For the record. Hold on, let me pull up a character sheet so I can see the skills. To try to find either Grizzit the Fishman or to try and find skills index. That's all I need. That's not what I need. Google betraying me again.
It's good at that.
It is, unfortunately. But here's what I need.
It knows
So
if you need a
roll me-
fucking toaster, though.
I don't need a fucking toaster. But anywho's, so I will need either a investigation check to figure out where the people are, or you can try and start just talking to folks, trying to figure out something.
Okay.
I'll just ask around.
I have a 7 in investigation, so I could try.
I mean, that's pretty fucking good so far.
I have a +5 in survival. Could I use that?
Like, I can use persuasion, start talking to people like on the street.
Sure.
There's
Alright,
my investigation.
Oh, I guess Grayson likes you too, which is fair.
Knows better now.
She's like, oh
It
shit,
heard
she's...
it heard what you did to that bar in Pebbles McCoy.
Poor Pibbles McCoy.
14's not too bad.
All right. And nope. I have a history in this street. People know me. They know not to tell me anything because I'm full of shit. And I turned my attention away from crime to crime Jesus.
Yes. So you fucking hell. So Bosh, you start like looking around your old place, and you find your spot where you took a good nap, and no one fucked with you. But that has absolutely nothing to do with this current situation. It's
about
your
right.
nap spot. So for Jack, you start kind of asking around for folks, saying you're looking for. How do you do that? There's a couple of fish dudes just kind of hanging out outside of a building, smoking some cigarettes on the smoke breaks.
All right. Looking for which one was this?
Alakia.
Kalakia. Sorry. He just slide on up there and goes, "Hello, gentlemen. If I might be so bold to inquire, could you point me in the direction of one Kalakia?"
Like, I need to get these Kuatoa dice roll. That's right. They're Kuatoa. They're bastards. Okay, so they look at them. One of them looks at you kind of like up and down and be like, I don't know. I ain't never heard no Kalakia before, mate.
Are you sure? Well done. I would very much hate to lose out on my appointment with her, and I know both me and her would be very, very grateful to any kind folk who might send us that direction.
One should roll me another persuasion check. These fishmen are not very bright. It's just this one immediately was like, ah, yes, I smell horse shit.
Do you want deception or persuasion?
Deception would be wonderful.
Okay.
Shit, I forgot to get Jack's weddings.
Huh? Oh, what?
Forgot to
worry,
get your...
Jack, you good.
The money you won is not in your hands.
That's fine. Damn it. 13.
See if they roll like gods again. The second one goes, it's up your ass. The first one goes, shut up, Jim. You ain't funny. Why do I keep on going, Jim? Billy, you ain't funny. Shut the fuck up. And he kind of like puts out a cigarette, rubs it in the ground. It's like, hey. And like this dude's like 3 feet tall. And like, you're not terribly tall, but when you're 2 feet taller than a person, that is a, oh boy moment. And he's like, hey, bud, I'm gonna mean this in nice to you. If you had an appointment tonight, you best turn around and run back, because you ain't gonna make it out of there alive.
Well, I'm afraid I don't have much of choice in the matter. I was requested to come and meet said appointment.
Well, it's your funeral, bud.
Of course,
She's
it's mine
deaf.
and not yours.
I ain't try to help the bro out in these hard times, man. Got all against each other. Calico, like he's like, You go up the road 3 streets to the left. It's a long concrete building. It goes downstairs into a vault kind of a thing. Someone told me once it was a tomb or something, but that's a lot of hardship. There's no bodies in the fucking sewers there. But do be warned, Calakia's got a gentleman's. The gentleman's club came into town and went down towards Calakia's direction, so she might be hosting a show tonight.
Well,
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
is all the better. And thank you very much. I realize this won't impact you in the slightest, but it makes my night an ocean of easy.
Buddy, I mean this in the nicest way. You're a snake man. I'm 90% sure they judge you about as much as they judge us fishermen.
Oh, that won't be much a problem.
So I ain't too worried about none. Just in here for me, in here for my buds. And we're gonna go back and get back to work.
Smiles, tips the cap, and there's just a very soft rattle as he slithers off to his own, like away from him. I say slithers, it's how he moves rather than actually slithering.
Okay, cool. So you get that information. And then we have fucking Joan. Joan, why did you roll like a god again?
Your dice spot likes me.
So what did I have you roll again?
I rolled investigation.
Yeah. So while he's chatting him up, you just kind of like start following your nose, or your gut. Gut would be a better word. People don't follow their nose. That's what dogs do.
No,
And Joan's a human.
that's fine.
think.
That was a saying in my family. Is like, you look halfway intelligent, just follow your nose. And we always found what we were looking for.
Yeah. So the thing that first leads you onto that trail that you just kind of start meandering down, you find that there is a small trail of what looks like shiny beads that may have come off of a burlesque dress or something. And like you're like, we're in the right area. How many burlesque shows can be within a certain range going on tonight? And you kind of start following where you think the beads are heading, and you turn down 3 streets down to the left just as the other two finish up with what they're doing. And you see down a ways in the side of the building. Oh, we lost VV, like just hardcore there, didn't we?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
V?
Is your new mic giving you sound problems?
If you can hear us, type something, but we can't hear you.
I don't know if you can hear us. Here, let me put in a message.
Technical difficulties.
Meanwhile, at another time, in another place, a small kobold jolts up. And I'm fine. It's just a nightmare. Look at those can't keep dirt down forever. Dirt will be king. King of the clan. Wait, what's a clan?
Is this implying that the whole Chicago event is Dirt's dream? Or
Oh my
did he
God.
port himself over and he exists in Chicago now?
Both at once.
Fantasy Chicago actually is now canon to the Obscuria timeline, just as the other one is a canon to the Obscuria timeline. It's another time, another place, where if you guys' characters die in Obscuria, you all fall through the portal down into there instead.
Okay.
If you want, I'm not going to force you.
Oh, that's fine.
Maybe?
Oh, hold on a second.
Creme boy. Okay, this may be something like an weird internet lag issue. Because this happened before where, like, I've disconnected, but I still appear to be in the chat for a little bit.
Yeah, that happens. Discord is bizarre.
Maybe a local outage or specifically his internet.
Goodness.
Hello.
Internet went out for a second.
Yeah, we can hear it.
Yep. I'm
Everything
back.
good?
Yep, everything is good.
Alrighty. Okay, so did you hear what happened before you cut off?
I did not know. It just suddenly popped off on me and everything went quiet.
Okay, so, Joan found a trail of burlesque dress beads leading to where they were going, and she appeared in the same alleyway as both of you as Jack found his own information and got to the same alleyway.
Gotcha,
Okay, sorry,
okay.
my dad called real quick. What's up? Welcome back.
I'm back. I'm back.
What happened?
I just got recapped is all. So my napping alley was literally the alley that we needed to go down.
Yes.
Well, what do you know? Guess my instincts haven't failed me. So you two went all around and I knew where to go all along. Ain't the first time.
Well, it's just a friendly happenstance.
Of course. Well, then, shall we follow this trail of treasure and pray that something nice awaits us on the other side? Not too nice, though. Never trust someone too nice.
I was warned that there was a bit of a show going on, as our Mark seems to be intent on marking her territory a bit.
It's an in character sigh, by the way.
I'm gonna say nothing to that.
Well, I guess we get to go crash a burlesque show.
Okay.
Always wanted to
So-
see if these burlesque dancers could throw a punch.
By my experience, they're more about the kicks.
Okay.
Well, at worst, I can work my way onto the stage and make a bit of a distraction.
Oh, I love the retheming of this one so much. So you guys follow the beads down to that basement door and enter what literally feels like almost an adventuring style tomb. You go down the short staircase, it spirals down and into a room. But before you can be like lingering in the doorway, the stairs behind you suddenly snap into a smooth sliding thing, and you all tumble into the room. And the door slams shut behind you, iron bars sliding down to lock you in.
Son of an absolute bitch.
Oh, damn it, it's one of them there escape rooms.
Well, it seems like we were fed bad intel.
Not quite, for this is in fact what it looks like to be a showroom of sorts. You have landed in the center staging performing area. There's an actual stage up and then a lower area for what looks like would be a normal seated audience. And there's amphitheater seats up the walls. As you crash down, you hear loud jeering and roaring because the gentleman's club that has come into town that you heard of, Wonderful Jack, is a gentleman's club of manticores.
Well,
A literal lion's den. Fun.
the Gentle Manticores Club.
But sitting in the center of the room on a stage, looking like she had just finished up a dance, so she's a little rough and tumble, but the kind of thing in the performance is a gynosphinx, and she locks eyes with you, and she smiles.
I'm gonna rip out your
Oh, damn.
fucking teeth.
I've been wanting to run this one for like ages, and we don't have a Greek theme, so burlesque show it is.
Hey, I dig it. This is
It's
creative
pretty
as
good.
hell.
Yeah.
Well, and she calls out to the audience, well, it seems like we have ourselves a bit of roundabout vagrants poking their heads in where they shouldn't be. This should be more smooth, but unfortunately, I've been doing a southern voice, so I apologize.
It's all good.
Welcome,
Mentioning
new-
Eartha Kitt.
Eartha Kitt, fantastic. Welcome, I have to change the name. Well, hello, new attendees. I am Kalakaya. I know why you're here. Treasure of sorts. I can smell Jim's stench all over you. I know what you're here for, and behind me, the treasure you're looking, the goal you have, is just behind me. But you see, you're in my show, and as long as you're in here, I will not give it to you unless if you play by my rules and give our wonderful boys here a bit of fun. And at that one, at acknowledging the 10 manticores in the room, they just turn into a raucous crowd. I'm imagining it's like how you would imagine a bunch of business dudes in like dress suits, like their parts like shirts torn up a little bit, like undone buttons. They look surprisingly well for the fact that these are man-eating monstrosities. They know how to dress.
They are on all fours, just winged, man-faced lions wearing torn-up suits conforming to their anatomy.
Yes.
So like they got off work, they're cutting loose, enjoying themselves.
Exactly. This was the gentleman's club. So now
Their
since this
shitty
is
marketing job.
out of their shitty marketing jobs, and especially with the stock market these days, oof, buddy, they need these kind of things. Now I'm usually the star of the show, but it's so rare we get new faces in here. So we're gonna play a whole game I haven't played in a long time. See, I'm a fan of asking folks riddles. Questions make you think more as I distract people with my wonderful dancing. If you can answer my questions, great. I'll make sure you get the treasure behind you need, and you can walk out of here scratch free. Which one calls it a stop? VV, I get that you're a dad, but come on!
That's
God.
pretty good.
Damn it.
Okay, for the audience who might just be listening, so if the police bust in, which one calls it a sting operation?
Son of a bitch. God.
I don't know. This chick's certainly in denial.
Ah,
Answering riddles. Wow. And here I expected we was about to get mauled and torn limb from limb.
oh, I cannot control these wonderful boys of mine, and if you answer questions incorrectly, well, they tend to get a little rowdy.
Understand, never come between working class folk and trivia night.
Wow.
Some of these fellas got some really sharp minds on them.
I don't doubt it.
All right, let's see. I gotta roll a dice because they have like several riddles, and like two of these, I don't even know where you could guess from our change of situation.
To say, do we have an int bonus between the three of us?
I have fob.
I have an intelligence modifier of 4.
Oh, that's right, artificer.
Artificer.
I forgot because you've been just I break kneecaps.
Joan is very angry, but she's not stupid.
I
You
never
know
thought she was.
exactly where to hit the kneecap, and that takes brains.
I never thought she was stupid. I didn't think she was +4 and smart.
Yeah. She's good.
That's a fun way to describe someone. So I'd say you're like +3 something.
Okay, so I apologize. I'm going to give you, the players, a little bit of heads up. These are a little more Greek themed, because this is a module that was designed to pop up in Theros. I
Right.
don't have Theros. So so here's the riddle for my wonderful darlings, you get 30 seconds, and then once you get a couple minutes, you get figure out an answer, and once you answer right, you pass through. Or if you answer wrong, well, that's when the real fun begins. Riddle, your first riddle. The servant of the sun am I, from my wings draw his chariot across the sky. Friends of heroes, I flit through countless legends.
Can you write that one down in chat?
I can write that one down in chat, and I
Yeah.
can repeat, and she will repeat it if you want to ask in character.
I have a guess, but I'm not sure. Servant of the sun of my wings.
You can roll.
Friend of heroes, I fled across countless. Pegasus?
If you
It's
want
like-
to roll an intelligence check to try to figure out an answer, I can try and see what you figure out.
All right, I'll just.
Okay,
straight
I'm
it
leaning
out.
Pegasus, but this is out of character because I don't want to say, "Hey, thing," and get fucked.
Yeah,
I've done that before.
straight intelligence.
Yeah, this would be a. Okay. It'd be a straight intelligence check.
Okay. Yep.
Oh boy.
See.
Can we all
What
do
if-
attempt this?
Sure.
Right.
Okay,
Should have a plus
so-
one in it. That's fun. 19.
I'll try as well.
We'll say in character, considering it's going along my hunch. It's unless otherwise he's thinking Pegasus as well. Unless this int check tells me something.
Okay, so for Bosch and for Joan, you kind of think about it, and it sounds like this riddle is describing a magical creature, possibly one with real wings. And Raves, you got close enough, and the skipping on this one's a little weird compared to every other one, but okay. Judging by its description, the creature in this riddle has probably appeared in both tales of great heroes and myths about the gods.
I'm leaning Pegasus as well, Raven. So
Yeah, that's what it sounds like, because it's very famous for aiding Greek heroes.
And it is a Gyna Sphinx, which is like the riddle sphinx of Greek mythology.
The only part of it I'm not sure about is Servant of the Sun, because Pegasus was created from Cloud, if I remember correctly. Or is that Disney's Hercules fucking my brain?
Disney's Hercules fucking your brain. Pegasus
Okay.
came out of the blood of Medusa.
Oh, that's why I never remember that, because I never think snake blood equal wing horse.
Yeah, Greek myth.
Things come from blood a lot.
And other things.
Medusa's blood just was like, hey, let's just make animals with wings.
Servant of the Sun am I. Wings draw his chariot across the sky. I want to think it's not Apollo, the actual sun dude who I can't remember the name of.
Helios.
Yeah, Helios. I think he just had horses, didn't he?
I think
If I
so, yeah.
recall, yeah.
It's either Pegasus or a phoenix.
Yeah, his chariot was pulled by horses. Just standard flying horses with no wings.
That happened a lot in Greek, like specifically with God bullshit. We just have animal who pulls chariot so it fly. Anyways, I don't recall the phoenix being a friend of heroes. It's kind of
Yeah.
more an object to find or capture.
Not really
So-
a Greek thing. That's a Middle Eastern myth.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
more that direction, but it's the servant of the sun because fire. But I'm going to go ahead and say Pegasus is more likely.
Yeah, that's my bet.
So
I wish
it-
I'd remembered that I had guidance.
Oh shit! Yeah, I do too.
Well,
I always forget guidance. Anyways, so in character, he's going to Jack is going to mumble so as to try and not be overheard, and like say, "Hey, that's your answer." But he's like, just in a hushed tone, goes, "I may be incorrect, but this sounds an awful lot like a Pegasus."
He's talking to you guys. He's not talking to the pit. He's not talking to the Sphinx.
Yeah.
I mean, not my realm of expertise. But hey, if you're confident in that answer, I got nothing. I prefer having an answer to none.
He's half confident.
We. It sounds logical to me. Wings
Well-
pulling a chariot. Countless
Well,
heroes did benefit from him.
Then I'll go ahead and answer, and I'll take the full brunt of this if I'm incorrect. Excuse me, sweetheart, I believe I have an answer.
As you say this, the manticores like all of a sudden like get a little more raucous. They start prepping out. Like one of them's they're gonna start jumping out for the wrong answer, and she's like, "Oh, do you?" And she's like, she's just sitting down on the edge of the stage, looking.
He'll step
Tell me.
forward and go and say, my experience is limited in this matter, but this sounds an awful lot like a Pegasus.
And as you say that, she smiles. She smiles a little bit and looks at you, but the manticores around just immediately just start swearing up a storm because they're mad because you got it right.
Ooh.
Nice. They're mad because they can't bite us.
They're mad because they can't fight you. Yes.
I'm
There-
so glad I'm up here.
he says, his neck just slightly going back into his shell.
You did get that answer right. I guess you can go and just grab it. I can go get Jim's old thing for you. Not too bad. But you have been such a lovely audience, and we don't get a whole lot of visitors down here. Would you be interested in perchance playing some more?
What
There'd be
would
good.
the-
There's some good rewards and special treasures just for you if you were.
And if we should not be so fortunate as to guess the right answer this time, would that rescind our current standing?
It won't. I'll make sure you get your answers. I'll make sure you get Jim's package back for you. But if you play more, I'll make sure you leave nice and loaded with some extra goodies.
Oh, there is a gleam in Jack's eye as his rattle begins
Oh.
to buzz.
Oh, she knows you're a gambler. You dress like a gambler. She is pulling your strings on purpose.
Madam, you are speaking sweet honey into my ear.
Joan looks like 5 seconds away from grabbing him by the tail. But she'll let him. She's like, oh, this will be a good life lesson.
Oh, what is a gambler if not fucked by his own ambitions? I would gladly go for another round or two if you also got the stamina.
Oh, darling, I can outrun you for days.
Who's talking about running?
Oh, you know what I mean. And she winks. Cause she's like in a burlesque outfit. Like there is like almost nothing hidden on this like half lion, half.
No, we got you. He's just being playful.
Oh, I know. I'm just making sure.
Joan makes eye contact with Bosch. Like, both asking if we should stop this and asking, do you see this shit?
not to. Know that look well. Well, if we should be so inclined, I don't think he's gonna leave on his own, and I don't really want to drag him out. Oh, could we at the very least retrieve the package here and now, and so we at least have it in our hands?
I suppose. And she makes a motion, and out from one of the back rooms comes stumbling a little strange mechanical man. Very skinny, small, about 2.5 feet tall, and he like skitters out holding a brown package that has Jim written in black Sharpie on its brown paper.
So,
Well then.
you see Joan actually perk up visibly when the metal contraption comes out. And she's actually interested in that more than anything else. She's going to, like, subtly examine it and see how it works, if she can.
Oh, that old thing? Oh, he's been running around, helps me out. Don't exactly have fully dependable, fully usable thumbs in some places. He's a helpful little feller. He just like looks at you, makes an awful, terrible mechanical, like grinding gear sound to say hello, passes you the package, and skitters back off backstage. Like he screeches so hard at you that they like some of the manticores flinch.
Fascinating. Strange mix of magic and... never mind.
So yes, now, young man, I have another riddle for you. I'm a fan of intellectual pursuits along with my more sensual performances. And since I'm still cooling down from that last raucous of a one, and at that one you just hear the manticores go absolutely apeshit at the mention of the last performance. I need a little bit of a cool down, so I'm just gonna ask you a couple more riddles. This one's we'll throw you an easy one. The last one's a little more difficult for you. So this one goes, there's a house. One enters it blind and comes out seeing. What is it?
You type that out, please.
All right. This time, casting guidance.
Yeah. Same.
I'm going to cast my guidance onto the one with the higher int.
Onto Joan.
Yep.
Okay.
Just I have the utmost confidence in you. Just, stop undressing that little thing with your eyes.
She turns around and looks at you like, how much do I get for that guidance?
It's a
Gotta
D4.
roll.
Extra D4.
You can do like 1d20 to do plus 1d4, and it'll actually calculate that properly.
21. There we go.
Yeah.
You heard this one. It's an old one, like one of the oldest fucking around. Joan, you know this one. The answer's a school. It's about learning.
Yeah. She kind of smirks and goes, "Yeah, it's a school." And she doesn't say it out loud. Yeah.
You just see these manticores just fucking go nuts. Because god damn it. I'm Googling riddles that are, and it's like, do I pick easy ones? Do I?
I'm gonna be honest with that last one. I was just having what's that one song? The Rising Sun playing in my head. It's a house in New Orleans.
Don't get it in my head because it'll never leave.
It's always there.
God damn it.
Never leaves.
It's one of those just absurdly catchy songs.
Hmm.
Like that just entered my brain. I'm like, well, I'm not solving this now.
It's-
I
that's
have a
usually
riddle,
what
but I feel like it would be cheating because you would all three probably immediately know the answer.
Is it the original and most well known Sphinx riddle?
Oh fuck no, I'm not that cheesy.
Oh.
It's like as much fun as it'd be to give you that old thing. Everybody knows it, sweetheart. That's like throwing somebody a bone because they're a little messed up in the head. You seem like a more confident young man, and with your friend over there in this wonderful blue armor, which is very well fitting for you, darling. And she gives you a wink.
Blank face, thanks.
If you was that little robot that said that, you might have gotten a better reaction.
You can hear her neck creak as she turns around to look at you real quick.
Sir, you are playing with more fire than a smithy.
If I die, I know where I'm going.
The god of crimes, darling.
Of a fashion.
May he steal your soul before someone else do.
I picked his pocket first.
I'm just gonna ignore that. There's an amount of process with that. Ooh, mistouched. I'll have to look at that later. So I got one for you, Mr. Joan, I believe is what your friends called you. One specifically just for you.
Okay.
I hope you do enjoy it. Because I'm a fuck. This
I'm a
Well,
fuck.
no, not the actual
Oh boy.
Manticore. This one is specifically for Scatha because I, the GM Grayson, am a fuck.
Well, Karen, we can just both give her guidance.
Guidance stack?
Oh
Should.
no. You don't have to do that. She looks at you, and with a seriousness she's not really displayed this entire time, speaks almost in a low tone. This thing all things devours, birds,
motherfucker.
beasts, trees, and flowers. Gnaws iron, bites steel, grinds hard stones to meal. Slays kings, ruins towns, and beats mountains down.
she
You
blank
can't-
face.
you can't-
Blank face staring at this Geno Sphinx. Time.
And she smiles. It's like, oh, Mr. Cogsworth. And the little thing that, like, came out suddenly pops its head out. And it's like, in a grinding, screechy, like, makes a smaller, grindy, screechy noise towards her. It's like, it seems that I am no longer required of your services, and this Mr. Joan is. The little coggy, squeaky thing shrugs and then kind of like lopes its way over towards you. Congratulations, Scatha. You adopted a child again.
God damn it. Wasn't even trying this time. She was
Oh,
just
I
interested in the
know.
mechanics.
Oh, no. You didn't adopt a child. You won a child.
Oh, fuck.
You
Oh.
want a child in
That's
a
worse.
battle with a creature in a cave. It's a nice cave, but it's a cave nevertheless.
Lean into the meme, I see.
Alright, well. She.
I'm sorry. I saw it and was like, okay, I know which one I'm giving Scatha. And as per our agreement, here's one other magical item just for you, sweetheart. And she winks at you, and I'm in back check. Where's the magic items on this list? She passes you 3 javelins that look like they're sculpted out of lightning. I've had these old things sitting around, and I, quite frankly, don't really need them. And Scatha, I have no balls. I don't give a fuck. I threw Tolkien at you because I'm a nerd, and I knew you would get it. I normally hate riddles, but I've been wanting to run this stupid dungeon forever, and then I realized, hey, wait a minute, I didn't change the riddles. So they're very Greek for a burlesque show.
Would have been fine.
Gave a reason.
So I will be right back because I gotta get something to drink real quick.
That's fair.
Jack
Taking a
will
break.
accept the javelins.
Yes.
Tip of his
So-
hat.
So you have 3 javelins of lightning.
Fun. Too bad they don't really do anything for me.
You have a high dex Yeta boy.
Their strength, actually.
Yeah,
Are they
They're
strength?
not. They're not finesse.
Javelins are technically strength.
Like, they are quote unquote a ranged weapon, but unlike say a dagger with has a finesse property, you can only use strength.
I mean, you can just give it to the big winner over there, gesturing at her. She looks like she's got a hell of an arm.
He'll just sell them someplace and get more money. He's not
Sell 'em.
gonna. He's not gonna say that in front of the person who gave it to him, though.
That's fair. Now that we're taking a small break, I do wish to say, well, I haven't really used Fob yet. I have a plan for Fob later.
Oh, I'm good at just being patient. Fob can be arm candy for the entire campaign if need be. I'm good with that. I just like having him here.
Let's run a break. I will BRB real quick.
I am good. I'm just gonna keep reading through that PDF.
I really want to have a familiar in some game. I've just never had the opportunity, I think.
It is very high on my list. Just depends on which character. If I have to pick between vanilla ones, I will wait as long as I need to get a gazer. They are just wonderful little dumbass gremlins.
Yes. I do enjoy them, so.
Back.
Raven's taking a break, so you can breathe for a second. But congratulations, child. Scatha, your child screams and of grinding gears.
She's actually gonna like take a look at him and see if she can fix that. If that's possible.
Hmm?
She's actually gonna take a look and see if she can fix that.
Sure. Probably once you're outside of there, though.
Yeah. Although having a screeching metal child would also be a good distraction.
Hold on. I actually know what I'm thinking mentally for this wonderful child.
What are you thinking?
So there's these wonderful things in Magic the Gathering called mirrors, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're small, they're weak, they are children, they are adoptables, and I want one. So you have the equivalent, instead of getting one of the other magical items, of this boy,
Okay.
except Rusty.
Except Rusty. Okay. I can fix that. It is a good gangly boy.
Here's
like
our
a-
door.
Looks like something sent from the future to steal Toucan Sam's Fruit Loops.
Shit. God damn it, PB.
Well, it does.
It does. Now it does. God damn it.
It really does look like the Fruit Loops Kellogg cereal cinematic universe equivalent of the Terminator, sent back to take the Fruit Loops.
Come with me if you want your loops.
That's the sequel when they send a second one to stop it.
Come with me if you want to save your loops. Why do you have my loops? I am Olcog. I have all of the loops.
I am back, and Dolcog is taking over. What the hell?
Olcog is Skynet. We now know this.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's LoopNet.
Anything to do with Robo Olcog in chat?
It's yeah, that's the lovely metal child that I was given.
Oh, you
And I
adopted
said
Olcog.
it, and I said it looked like something sent from the future to steal Toucan Sam's Fruit Loops.
I see.
So he got the loops.
I has the loops. Toucan Sam cannot stop me.
Yes. So Toucan Sam looks up at you and just gurgles. And it's not a specifically like he's mechanically hissed at you this entire time. Now it's a gurgle. A wet, meaty gurgle.
You sound like a toilet that's seen better days.
Jankily, one arm comes up and just gives a shaky thumbs up, and then just jankily goes back down.
I actually
But-
feel bad about saying that.
Is that a bug or a feature?
I think the answer to that is question mark.
Kalakia, the door that you guys slid down to opens up, and the staircase is once again a staircase. And she goes, I appreciate having such a good host. I've had a wonderful little rest, and I think it's time for another wonderful. What do you think, boys? And they just go absolutely horn dog crazy. I don't know why they're horn dog crazy. They're not in the original thing, but it's a burlesque show.
It's fair.
Just
Why not?
imagining one Manticore just leaning forward, just starting to eat the chair in front of him.
Yes. He takes a bite out of the crown molding of the wall.
And there's another Manicore over there at the bar that's like not here for that and got invited by his friends, not knowing what it was. He's just there for the chicken. So
Yeah,
it's,
Jim's
oh, these
just-
actually are pretty good wings.
Yeah, there's a fella over there just munching on some wings. He waves back as you leave. Like the other guys are just really excited for the show, and there's just the one dude who's like, "Hey, I'm here for the chicken wings."
There's always one.
I should have stayed home with my wife. How big is my child, by the way?
He is about 2 feet tall, weighs 30 pounds, and is built like a fucking green bean.
Okay, so I kind of hoist him up like you do a child of that size, you know,
Mhm.
and cover his. He says we're walking out. It's like you don't need to see this shit.
That's good because just as you do that, and as you're walking out, you hear something, and in the staircase, thunks what looks like was part of once of her top.
Yeah, you don't need to see
As
this
it's
shit.
split.
Maybe
mechan-
when you're a little older and you are like more wise to the ways of the world. I'm kidding. You've probably seen more than I have.
He worked there for 30 years, but he can only communicate in.
Can only imagine. Well, you don't have to see it anymore.
Another shaky thumbs up.
You have
Alrighty.
liberated me, Mother.
Shit.
I
I
am
am-
no longer in a palace of flesh.
I'm no longer in a domain of sin.
Free from the toils of labor underneath in a palace of sin and debauchery. I am free now, Mother.
A
What
little
is
worried
that?
at the first. If he hasn't been outside, I'm a little worried. Looking how real thin he is, the first stiff gust of wind's gonna knock him and like blow him away for a while.
He'll be fine.
All right.
I got a good grip on him. He'll be fine.
Well, that I don't doubt.
Alrighty.
You have the feeling that Joan would find a way to punch the wind if it took it away from her.
Aw.
This is my child.
It's like, I didn't come here looking for a child, but I have it now, and I must be responsible for it.
Want him in a
one's-
contest.
This one's mine now. Fuck you, Elemental Force.
You will go to the plane of air. You will ride. You will do everything you can.
We'll
You will
punch an
get on
air
a
elemental.
plane and go to the plane of air.
I'll rip it down from where it's floating. Anyway,
Okay, so where you going next? You got Philomelia's place. You got some.
Yeah, we finished Philomia, Calakia.
yeah.
Yeah, we finished Calakia. There's Philomia and Vlondis, the dragon, maybe. Would I know which one would be closer from here? You said that Philomea's home was on the ritzy north side of town, and I imagine we are on the exact opposite end.
and we weren't sure which skyscraper Dragon Boy was in.
We were waiting for the intel on that.
Maybe we could swing back and curry some favor by dropping off one of these successful packages. Check in and see if we got any intel.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
Look, if he knows that we've done part of the job right, that's always best to grease some palms and get in good graces if you can. That's my suggestion. Head back and hand him one of the packages and inform that we are literally on our way out to get the others. It was just on our way.
It would make sure we can't lose or damage it in transit.
Yeah, I don't. That one was
Hey,
relatively easy. I didn't have to break anybody's leg. But whatever's in there, if we get it broken,
You got to see Gynosphinx titties. It was a good time.
it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. Because Gynosphinx don't have titties. They're lions. Here, for literally, this is what the thing was showing me. For
They're
the
literally
Gynos.
just lions with a vaguely human face, right?
Pretty much, they're wearing like ornate headdresses and have hair.
Yeah.
So I don't
She
know.
had lots of extra tassels.
Oh,
But yeah, this is pretty much the image it gave me.
No,
yeah.
That's
That
them,
is-
all right.
not even humanoid. It's just a flat cat face. Well,
It's got eyebrows.
tiny bit anthropomorphized.
Okay. Would you like
does
to
have
see
eyebrows.
Would you like to see your alternative? Would you like to see your alternative?
Yeah.
I'm actually good, but do what you want.
I've seen plenty of titty sphinx.
I wish
Yep.
it was Titty Sphinx.
Yeah, that's the third
does
it is
picture.
kind of titty sphinx, but it's like a weird hybrid of cat and woman face.
Do not like the slenderness of that torso.
Then neither do I.
No, we're deleting this. You know what? It only exists in this 30 seconds, the video recording, and someone would have to track that down. And it's not
Scourge.
like we have an average listener who listens to our videos. Wait,
I mean,
That's,
Scatha could accidentally mouse over it.
it's gone now. It's fine. It can't hurt you.
it can't hurt us.
Can't hurt us anymore. Can't say anything about the rest of the internet.
Well, that's the rest of the internet. They have to take care of themselves.
Yes.
That Sphinx needed to eat, though.
That Sphinx needed a lot of things.
You do.
Therapy, destruction, the end of its miserable lifespan. Okay, so how long do we want to run tonight is a question. I don't know what your guys' plans are for tomorrow. I have 2 whole more sub-dungeons I can do that are a little more beefier than this one is.
A little while longer.
Yeah, I can go a little bit more.
I'm good.
Well, I know you're good, Rays. You stay up till like 8 a.m., so.
Not usually. I've been going to sleep pretty early lately.
Just usually my cutoff point is about 1 a.m. Eastern at the latest. I can go till midnight my time very comfortably, though.
Yeah, we got
Okay.
time.
I still have like 2 whole hours before I have to go get Nora, so I'm good.
2 whole hours. It's already 10 o'clock my time. That's why I was asking. So you go back to the casino, I guess? The churchino. We're calling it churchino. It's a churchino.
The domain of crime, Jesus.
It's the domain of crime, Jesus.
Why do you think I hang out there? He's like the one guy that's actually there to worship. You have to pick the pocket of the priest and put it in the coffer.
And unfortunately, he's really good for that.
Okay. As we're walking back, can I figure out what's wrong with my child and try to fix him?
I need you to roll me an Arcana check.
Okay. What do I got in Arcana? Shit. Oh, okay. Once again, if your dice bot will allow me. Okay, it did.
Damn.
Let's see, what did the dice bot choose for you?
25.
Yes, it's got some rusted joints, some rough mechanics. He needs a new voice modulator, but it's not too.
Not too bad. Screech.
Just metal nails on chalkboard sounds every time it opens its mouth.
You probably could poke your head into a local bot shop, and see if there's anything you can get.
Yeah, I got some oil. I can oil up the worst parts of it for now.
Good, good. So you oil it up, and his joints at least work better. But he looks at you and still just goes. "Grrr." You don't know if that's how he just normally talks or if that voice modulator is needed. So now he just makes gear noises.
I have a feeling this little guy probably knows the secrets of the universe itself.
Probably.
He
Or
looks-
he's trying to swear at me.
I
He
mean, ain't
lifts-
that at the heart of it just the secrets of the universe?
Probably. In which
He
case,
lifts one finger up to his beak head in a shushing motion and brings it back down. And then he does it again because his arms aren't aching and making grinding noises, and he gets a little excited over it. Does a little dance. in the
Launch
middle of
returns
street.
the shush gesture with a wink. Hey, if you need to get into any tight spaces, Fob's actually real good for that. You know, like turning any screws or anything in the tight reach spots, you don't have to completely disassemble him.
he should be good for now. I'll finish this job, and then I'll bend all my time on fixing you, little dude.
Oh, hold on a second. Brrr.
That's fucking adorable, actually.
Kind of sounds like running your thumb down a comb.
Almost sounds like he's purring.
Okay, so bringing the first package back to the realm of crime Jesus.
Prime
We're gonna-
Jesus to deliver to the big boss, Big June.
And we're gonna give it to him.
You go there. He's not there yet. Most folks know he's probably just dealing with whoever this fella from down south who came up is. But you
Eric.
do find bitches. As in specifically the one you name bitch. And he's like, oh, I guess that's the package for Jim. If I can take it for him if you want to.
Mighty kind.
Okay, I'll just go put it here in the safe. He just kind of like toddles over into the room, closes the door behind him. You hear the sound of a safe door opening, and then the sound of a safe door closing pops back out. Like, all right, it's in the safe.
Should have the other two done a lickety split at this rate. Do the best we can, anyhow.
Oh, by the way, a quick question: how fire acid proof are you?
The answer to that is
Not.
I'm one level away from being resistant to one of those.
That could be a problem. See, so I was looking at, I was asking some questions around while you were dealing with Kakalia or whatever her name was. I think he was going to, or maybe he went over to that one theater lady's place. So I thought, you know, I'm not an expert on dragons. I just do jobs I ask, get a paycheck, and live my life. Basically, I thought when someone said, "Hey, when a dragon has two legs and two legs and two wings, that it was a wyvern, and then that if you had four legs and two wings, it was a dragon." Apparently, it's much more complicated and diverse than that. And I got a 35-minute lecture from a kobold about it. Let me tell you what.
Oh, rookie mistake, son. Never ask them first.
I didn't.
I imagine
you're
they
right.
just overheard it and came and gave their opinion anyway.
They will explain unsolicited many times.
Yeah, so what I thought was a wyvern turns out wasn't even a wyvern. It's a drake. I don't know what the difference between a drake is. But let's see, what's a CR that'll be intimidating but won't outright kill you if you fuck up? So apparently they're an Elder Shadow Drake of some sort. So heavy hitter, big strong kind of a thing. One of them deals with the shadow folks out of Boston.
Sounds like something we should leave for last, if you ask me. Just in
Well,
case.
I mean this in the nicest ways. If you go in barging in trying to steal it, he's just gonna kill you. You're gonna have to be sneaky, get in there all quiet like, and just take it before he notices.
I think I can help with that, provided I've got some time to prepare for it.
Yeah, that'd be good to know.
Well, do we want to go after the Drake first, or do we want to go after the other lady first?
Oh, so I found out, Joan, how fucking old are you?
30. Canonically,
Okay,
she's 30.
that makes sense. You'd be young, dumb, and an idiot back. So I looked into that Theo Lamia person, that movie chick actress, right? No
Uh-huh.
one's been to her house for like over a decade. Are you sure she's not just dead?
I don't know how she would get a package from Jim otherwise.
She's undead.
I mean, the undead threw a really good parties. Wait, is that a fucking goose? It is a fire-breathing goose.
Put that down.
No, none of that.
You just,
didn't tell
you
her
just see
before.
bitch. You just see bitch fill up a golden goose with glowing eyes.
Not that thing again.
I'll make sure he gets out and out of here, but just wanted to give you that heads up before you just went charging in. Ain't no one heard from her in a decade. Most folks who take a look out there apparently don't come back either.
Well, I guess we're just gonna have to be careful. Either way we go.
Sounds like it's dangerous no matter what, so, meh.
Personally, I would love to shave the Drake for last.
It's probably the least, well, the least safe of the lot.
Boy. You need any supplies, healing, patching up? The Manticore fellers I heard was down the way mess with you at all when you get in there? Or
They was a breeze.
Yeah,
They were right friendly, I'd say.
it was trivia night, so we were fine.
And you got out of there alive? God damn, she must have been going easy on you.
Joan shrugs, like, I guess.
She did roll the easy ones, by the way. There were some ones that I went, man, if I said this, I'm not sure that even can be considered a riddle if I said that out loud.
She probably just wanted some people to come down at a specified point in time during her burlesque show so she could take a breather. So that's why she took the package from Jim in the first place.
I mean, hey, you know what? That's gonna get her. There'll be an argument later, but nothing. No one got to beat nobody up out though. Also, hold on, one says. Also, just be careful out there. I heard some rumors about some weird shenanigans going down.
Like, what kind?
Ain't too sure, but word on the street apparently is that something big's gonna pop off soon. It's gonna change the whole criminal organization scene of this town. Ain't a fan of that.
Criminal changing over isn't always the smoothest. Yeah, well, be careful.
Alrighty.
So we're gonna go after Party Lady first, right?
Ye old and golden girl.
It's Blanche now.
I don't do a Blanche voice.
It's fair. I don't think anybody can, except for
Okay.
Raven, just to piss Snoot off every once in a while.
That's a Blanche voice? I was just doing Southern Belle.
Yep, that's a Blanche voice.
How
Do
you
it.
all doing, sweetheart?
Oh, I declare.
I do declare you're such an impertinent little brute, aren't you?
Yep. I can hear Newt screaming from here. Okay, so let's go.
Yep. All right, head up to the north side of town. If we both, well, more than one of us remembers where the house used to be, then we know just to head for the ritzy side.
And I probably know how to get in through the garden. Grey Boy?
Hello.
Is he vanishing on us?
DM died.
Oh man. Well, better level up.
Level 20.
Oh yeah.
I was having problems with his internet earlier.
Ah.
Let's see if we get a response this way. Hello.
Hello?
We're gonna go start memeing. Ah, there he goes.
She must have had an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Beans.
Just gotta wait for the DM to come back. If he comes back. Well, this is interesting so far.
Yep.
It's been a weird character dynamic.
I don't think Joan's an accidental criminal is the funniest part of this for me.
It's been pretty amusing to see Joan going, well, this is just life now.
I'm here. Might as well.
Might as well. mean, she broke an expensive bar. She's probably just glad she doesn't have to pay for it.
Hmm.
They're just sending her off to break more things, and it's like, okay. Oh, he's really gone. Damn.
Hmm.
Welp.
Welp.
Just give it a few minutes, I guess.
Okay, so I just heard somebody on YouTube say the word transmogrify as transmogriffy, and
Fucking what?
I'm filled with an uncontrollable rage.
It's McGriffy. No.
No. Transmogriffy. It's like, what the fuck?
McGriffy.
I'm gonna get on that transmography. It's cursed.
That's
low-key
pretty
cursed.
cursed.
That is horrible. I feel like I just lost a month off of my maximum lifespan hearing that.
I'm sorry, but I had to hear it, so do you.
That's fair. Now we all die a
Transmogriffy.
month. Now we all die a month earlier.
That's pretty bad. I mean, I can understand not knowing how to pronounce a word if you've never heard it before, I suppose.
Hmm.
But transmogriffy.
That's no. I hate it.
That hurts a little bit.
It's a special hell. Someone they go the rising sun.
I'm gonna stop streaming and recording for now, just in case he doesn't ever come back. If he does, I could just start it back up again.